Hi, 7th grade. All right, your lesson today, we are still in 2.3, which is great because I did 2.3 part 1 with you yesterday. Today, however, we're just going to kind of finish up a little bit in the homework section. So we've already done this lesson. We've already talked about how you would solve this. I always want to work with addition, right? So I would yeet that over, and this would be now negative 4 1/7 plus 6/7. Signs are different, so I do need to change this into an improper, which they did over here. You can see they made it to 29/7. And then you just do what you need to do. For example, this is negative 29 plus 6, so signs are different, so we subtract them. Once you subtract them, you'd get 23. Give it the sign of the bigger number, so it keeps negative. So it's 23/7. Reduce that, or simplify that. How many times can 7 go into 23? 3 times. With how many left over? 2. So your answer would be negative 3 2/7. Now that's the lesson from yesterday, so hopefully that was a good little refresher for you. Now let's go back through the homework. So your homework yesterday was 1 through 15 all, okay? But your homework today is going to be on the next page. Actually, it's going to start over here. Your homework will be 16 through 23 all. So what I'd like to do is kind of go through these and do some of them with you, okay? So let me go ahead and get my book. Sorry, I gotta get to the right page in my book. Okay, let's look at number 16. Make sure you guys have your books open on page 62, and make sure that you have your notebooks open. We're pretty much doing your homework right now. Sports drink. Your sports drink bottle is 5/6 full. After practice, the bottle is now 3/8 full. Write the difference of the amounts after practice and before practice. Okay, so right now I already know difference means subtract. Okay, so let me see, this is number 16. So difference means subtract. So what did it start out as? After practice, the bottle is this, okay? So I know what I need to do is I need to go 3/8 minus 5/6, okay? Which is the same thing. I always like to work with addition. Is the same thing as this. So now I just have to go ahead and add. Now can I add those? No, I have to have common denominators. What's a good common denominator between 8 and 6? I'm going to say a good one would be 24. What's 24 divided by 8? 3? Okay, so I'm going to change both of these to have a common denominator of 24. Now, from 8 to 24, I had to multiply this by 3, so that means I have to multiply this by 3. So I get 9/24. To get from 6 to 24, I had to multiply this by 4, multiply this by 4. So now I'm going to have negative 20. Now, signs are different, so I subtract. 20 minus 9 equals 11. And I take the sign of the bigger number, which is negative. So my answer is negative 11/24. Can I reduce that? No. That's as simplified as it's going to get. All right, 17. The figure shows the depth of a submarine. Find the vertical, in other words, up and down, distance traveled by the submarine. And then it says find the mean, or the average, hourly vertical distance traveled by the submarine. So let's just focus on A first, okay? So we got our submarine, started here, 3 hours ago it was here, now it's here. So obviously it went up, okay? What is the distance traveled by the submarine? How much did it go up by? So let's start with this number, negative 725.6, and let's go ahead and subtract negative 314.9. Now, do you know why I have a double negative here? It's because difference means subtract, so I know I'm subtracting, but I still have to subtract with the same logos they have. This is negative, and this is negative, okay? Now, signs are not the same. And I know that because I would have to yeet that over to make an addition. This is going to be negative 725.6 plus 314.9. Now I can say signs are different, so I subtract. I'm going to rewrite it up and down so I can subtract it. Okay, I have to borrow from the 5. That would make this 7. 4 minus 4 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. 7 minus 3 is 4. Okay, who's the bigger number? Obviously it's this guy. But hold on, let me just think about this. It's asking how many feet did it go up. I can't say it went up negative feet. If I said it went up negative feet, that's like it just doesn't make sense, right? It didn't go up negative feet. It went up positive amount of feet. I'm still just negative because I'm below the water, right? So my answer is positive 410.7 feet. Make sure you guys are writing all of these down in your notebooks because this is your homework. Okay. I do want to do 18, 19, and 20, but I'm only going to do one of them with you because I would like to see you try the other ones by yourself, okay? So as you can see, we've got 2 fractions, and then we've got one that's a decimal. The decimal one, I'm not worried about. You guys can handle that. Let's do 18 together. Okay. So the first step I need to look at is turn everything into plus. I see I have a double negative, so I can yeet that over. So now I have 2 1/6 plus 8/3 plus negative 4 7/9. So step 1, make sure everything's plus. That's perfect, we got it. Now, let's go add our like items. These are like items to me because they are both positive. So let's go ahead and do those first. I'm going to go ahead and leave the 2 out for a second. Since they are both positive, I can do that. So I'm just going to focus on 1/6 plus 8/3. I need a common denominator. I can see that a good common denominator would be 6, so I'm going to leave 1/6 how it is. And then if I want to turn 8/3 into a 6, I got to times this by 2 and times this by 2. It'd be 16/6. Okay, so now I just add them. That would be 17/6. So I have 2 17/6. Now I'm not going to worry about that too much. I know that that's an improper fraction and everything, but we can worry about that at the end, okay? So I already know that I added all this up and I got 2 17/6. So now we got to add negative 4 7/9 to it. I'm going to go ahead and change my color so you guys can see this better, okay? So I've got 2 17/6 plus negative 4 7/9. Now, I do need to turn these into improper to be able to add and subtract them. So I'm going to go ahead and times plus. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 17 is 29. Keep your denominator. Okay, 4 times 9 is 36. 36 plus 7 is 43. Keep your negative sign in there too. Now that I've turned them into improper, now I've got to have a common denominator. A good common denominator between these two would probably be, probably 18. I can get both of those denominators to 18 pretty easily. Okay, so to get 6 to 18, I times it by 3. So I'll take 29 times 3, and that is 87. And then to get 9 to 18, I times it by 2. So I'll take 43 and times it by 2, and get 86. But remember, it's negative. Now I can say signs are different, so I subtract. 87 minus 86 equals 1. Keep your denominator. Take the sign of the bigger number, and my bigger number is positive. So my answer is positive 1/18. There's nothing more I could do with that. I cannot simplify that anymore. It's a lot of work, I know. But your answer to 18 is 1/8. I want you guys to do 19 and 20 on your own, okay? Try those, see how you do. Now we'll go to the next page. So your homework was through 23. 21, 22, and 23. I want you guys to try these ones on your own, okay? They're really not that bad. 21 says, when is the difference, so subtract, of 2 decimals in integer? Remember, integer means a whole number that is positive or negative, okay? So when can I subtract, let me erase my crazy looking subtraction sign. When can I subtract 2 decimals and get a integer? Remember, an integer can be positive or negative, okay? Try that one on your own. Try 22, try 23. That is it for your homework for today. You do not need to scan this, okay? I know that in the subnotes I said that students need to scan this, but you do not need to scan it because I will be back Monday when this assignment is due to be able to check it, okay? So make sure at the top of your homework you write 2.3, and then you write down the page numbers, page number 62. Oh, whoops, I should probably say page, not numbers, because you'll get confused. So at the top of your page, write 2.3, page 62 through 63, and then our numbers that we have to do are numbers 16 through, I gotta keep looking, 16 through 23 all. It's on the Google Classroom as well. All right, guys, see you Monday.